Hello everyone, today we have new video review and this time we're gonna check fresh release from IBG Models. That's a 1/72 scale tank. As you can see, it copies 43M Turan III. That's a Hungarian medium tank, and now we have a chance to check it closer. Let me remind you that we are still gathering money for the new camera and you can help us by pressing the donate button on our website. It is easy, it is done via PayPal, so it should be safe as well, and of course you decide the amount you would like to send us, and it will be used for the new camera, lighting, and as well as photo box for better photos. As you can see, this kit comes in a typical IBG Models packaging, I would say. Here you can see comparison with my hand. It's not that big box. We have this nice box art on the front, and quite a nice feature about this tank, about this particular version, is that it has these screens on the turret and on the hull. Then on the sides we have some other models from this manufacturer. We've assembled simple Turan, let's say, and as you remember we have a build article on our website. Then here we have marking option. I guess it's the same as what we can see on the box art, but let's open this box and check what's inside. That's a top opening box, and here is what we have inside. As you can see, there is plenty of space. So I really doubt that any parts will arrive to you damaged. And now just give me a second to open these parts, these plastic bags, and we will check each sprue one by one. So first we have turret part, and as you can see it is supplied on the separate frame. It is molded as one piece part, so you won't have to combine any separate pieces. And I would say molding quality is really nice. Note the attachment points which are placed on the lower surfaces of this part, so you can, let's say, carefully separate it without damaging external panels. Some modelers might complain that all hatches are molded shut, so you won't be able to open them on your tank, but in 1/72 scale I would say that's not that crucial feature to have out of the box. Next we have this gray plastic sprue. Of course, as you can guess, it's a lower hull part, as well as some other external elements which should come handy in assembly. Next we have another gray plastic sprue, and the most noticeable part here is this top hull part. As you can see, again it is molded with all hatches shut, and again we have attachment points from the lower surfaces, and once again it will come handy in assembly process. Here is the lower part for the turret. Note that main gun is molded as one piece part, but attachment points are placed right onto the barrel, so be careful while cutting it off, because otherwise you might damage the main gun and then you'll have, let's say, ugly result. Now I'm opening next plastic bag. Just give me a second to cut through and we'll check closer what is hidden in this plastic bag. And here we have another version of the turret parts. As you can see, and as far as I can guess, these are not the ones which will be used in this kit, but we have to consult assembly manual because maybe they will be used for another version of this tank. And then we have third plastic bag. This one carries different external elements and which are placed on various sprues. As far as you can see, there are 3 sprues. 2 of them are absolutely identical. Here you can see them. I'll zoom out so that you can see them in full scale, let's say. So I will show you only one sprue because they're absolutely identical. And here we have this one-piece tracks, suspension parts, road wheels. And note that tracks have one-piece parts as well as separate track links which will be used for drive sprockets, for example. I mean, where tracks actually bend wheel or drive sprocket. And note that drive sprockets have quite an interesting attachment point. Here you can see it between teeth, so be careful while cutting it off because otherwise you might damage part and then it will be tricky to restore it back. Next we have last gray plastic sprue. This one carries these mud guards as well as side parts for the lower hull panel. As you can see, they have these let's say arms, suspension arms, as well as these minor elements for external detailing. These are different Pioneer tools, hooks, And again here we have Pioneer tools which will have to be placed on the external surfaces of this tank. They look quite nice, but painting might be tricky because, as you can see, they're really small, and let's not forget that this is a 1/72 scale. Next we have this plastic bag. Of course it is easy to guess that here we have a PE thread, and PE thread comes as unpainted element, and you have to bend some of those parts, for example this lower section, because it will be placed around turret, and these are side screens. These are minor parts which will actually hold those elements in place, as far as I can guess, but we will see it in a second in assembly manual. And meanwhile I'm opening the next plastic bag. Here we have decals sheet, which is not that big, but it has all necessary symbols for several marking options, and it is printed in tech mode, so printing quality is really nice. Here it is, and I think application will be easy as well. As for the assembly manual, this one should be familiar to you if you've already assembled any of IBG models. So as you can see, it's color printed brochure, no history note on the first page, only, let's say, parts map for PE and decals, paints chart. Then we have parts map for plastic parts. Assembly process starts with suspension, then we continue with lower hull, and then we again install suspension to the lower hull parts. Here you can see placement of PE parts on the tank. So as you can see, you will have to place them exactly like this in order to have screens right in place on your model. And here you can see view from the other side. Then we continue with top hull part, we join them together. Then we assemble turret, and note that we will have to use the one-piece version, not the two-piece which we saw before. And we finish with tools placement. Then we attach all PE parts for screens. And here, as I said, you have to bend turret screen in order to get the final finish. In total there are 16 steps and only one marking option because that was a prototype, but of course nobody stops you from building some what-if marking option for this tank, as for example it was depicted on the box art, because this marking option is not included into the marking guide. That's all for this video review. I hope you enjoyed it. As usual, don't forget to write your opinion about this kit here in the comment section below. And if you like this video, press the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And I will see you in the next video review as usual. Bye.